In this video, I'm going to be going over how to utilize the geography grading worksheet so you can keep track of how many points you have earned throughout the semester. Now, this Excel spreadsheet is available to be downloaded from the file section in Canvas. This one is specific to the classroom for physical geography 1301, but the same concept will apply to the worksheet that is for online or for world regional geography. This Excel spreadsheet is able to be opened in Excel, obviously, but you should also be able to open it in Google Docs and other spreadsheet editing software like OpenOffice or LibreOffice. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. There's a couple sections here that are color coded based on the type of assignment. You have your project, your 2 project grades, your 4 tests, your 6 labs, discussions, and quizzes. Now, your number of labs and points per lab and exams and discussions may be different. You may have a different number of quizzes, but the concept again is the same. So if you follow along here with me, you will be able to repeat this process with your grading worksheet and achieve the same accurate results. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into Canvas and take a look at your graded assignments and see what grade or how many points you received for each of those assignments. Let's say you took your first exam and you received an 80 points. So go into where you see a 0 under the exam section and change this 0 to an 80. Okay? What will happen is this gray section in the top right will auto-propagate with weighted points that you've earned based on the points you earned for each assignment. So for example, when you fill out an exam grade, your exam section here, that's worth, in this example, 20% of your overall grade, you now have earned 3.99 points out of your 100 points. Now for this, you can see the attendance at the 5% is already filled out to 5%, assuming that you had perfect attendance. All right. So as you go through this, say you do a lab and you get a 100 on your first lab, but then you have to work a double shift and you don't put a lot of effort into your second lab and you get a 70. You'll see here in your lab section where your labs are worth a total of 30%, completing a 100 and a 70 in your first 2 labs has netted you 8.5 points towards your final grade. Right? There's 100 points possible. 25%, 20, 30, 50. If you add all those percents, that's 100%. That means in each section, that's the total weighted points you can earn. So you should probably focus on your project, your exams, and most importantly, your labs. Less important, but still something you should focus on, are your discussions, and a little bit less are your quizzes and attendance, right? So go through for every assignment that you receive a grade for, go in and fill in your points. Let's say you do a good job and you do well on your discussions and you've done 3 or 4 discussions. You can see halfway throughout the semester, you've now earned 7.5 towards your 15% or 15 possible points. Your quizzes, they're open note, they're open book. You should be able to ace all of these. But I do slip in a curveball every once in a while because they're pretty easy, right? So let's say 5 and a 4, and I get you there, and a 3, and a 5, and a 5, and a 5. You've had 2 exams, so you did really well on the second one, and you've done about half labs. We're talking midterm or mid-semester. Got an 85 on that one, and you turned in your final project. There's a 10. So as you can see so far, about the middle of the semester, if you've done a decent or average job, you've earned about 40 points out of 100 possible points. You're sitting pretty good. At this point, I would just double that number. And if you continue to give the same effort you've done in the first part of the semester, double that's probably what you're going to end up with, somewhere near a B. Put the pedal to the metal. Try really hard. Maybe you could get that up to an A. Slack off a bit, and you risk dropping to a C and maybe a D. And this will help you even play with those numbers. Let's say you really want to do well. You can put in 100 for your next 3 labs and predict that you'll get B's on your last two tests, and you will continue to do very well on your discussions and average to above average on your quizzes. That alone will get you a C in this class. Your final project is the last thing you do that you're working throughout the semester. So if you do a decent job on this final project, let's say you earn 2/3, you get 60 out of 90 points, right? It takes that 71 and moves it all the way up to an 86. Even getting a C, 60 plus 10 is a 70, on your final project raises you a whole letter grade. So that's why this final project is so important, to get as many points as you can and do a job and work on it a little bit throughout the semester, because that final project weighs heavily. If you don't do well and you wait till the last minute and you rush it and you only get 30 points out of that 90, but if you do well throughout the semester, you'll still pass. But if you didn't and you got 50s on your labs, you're looking at C's. And if you didn't do too well on your tests, then you're looking at a zone where you might not pass this class. So put in the numbers as soon as you get them. Play around with what you'll think you'll be getting, so you'll have a target to shoot for so you can pass this class. This tool is here to help you.